Welcome back, everyone. It's been a while, but now I'm back to posting. I just started chiropractic school, so I was really busy then, but I shouldn't really make that an excuse because there were points I had time to edit videos, but here we are now. So first off, starting with 45 for 8, getting back into pull-ups. I actually figured out my shoulder problem, and it's really been inhibiting my pull-ups in the past, but now that I got it fixed, my pull-ups have never felt really any better. Like, I don't feel any pain whatsoever when I do pull-ups. Obviously, I fixed my form. Like, I don't jerk as much towards, like, the end. Unless I'm struggling on, like, maybe the last rep. That's when I jerk, but that's only for, like, one rep. And I make sure to control the eccentric down. Even though it looks like I'm blasting through these reps, I'm really in more control than I have been in the past. So here I got 90s for 4. Not my best, but not my worst. I think I did 90 pounds for 5 during my swim career. So I'm trying to just build back up. I definitely know I'm going to hit 3 plates for sure. Probably even go past that. I want to hit 4 plates. I mean, my goal is still one arm chin up and 180 pound pull up, honestly. That'd be sick. As you can see towards here, I'm going slowly down still. I did jerk on the last rep, but next week I'm going to try and go 92.5 for 4. And I've been really liking this pyramid set where I start with like lighter weight and then I build up to the top heavy set. But here for dips, I just stick with 8 for all of them. I start with 25 and then I go for 35 pounds. And then the last one is relatively heavy. I go 50 pounds for 8. I've just been slacking on dips for the last couple of years, and I really don't know why. Maybe it was like some chest pain that I felt, but I know now that like if you use the parallel bars versus like a V bar, like it doesn't hit your like sternum because of the angle, something like that. It like causes sternal pain versus like if you're just doing on parallel bar dips. And they've been easy these last couple weeks because believe it or not, guys, I lost 25 pounds. Like that was also a big factor that was affecting pretty much just all my lifts, really. It's just like how much weight I was carrying. I was carrying like a bunch of extra fat. Like I was pretty much skinny fat because I stopped caring about my diet. I was just like eating because I thought it would help perform my swimming and also my lifts. But now I realize like I'm really just tracking what I eat and how much I eat. When I was like, I think cutting down my last 10 pounds, that was probably the hardest because like I was like really fatigued, and then I kind of hit that like that sweet spot where like you're staying at the weight but you're still progressing and like lifting and all that. And yeah, so here's all like the secondary movements that I'm doing. So I'm doing this thing where I do like kind of a lighter first set for my secondary movements, and then I go kind of heavy on my last set. Or I should say I go heavy because like you'll see in the next clip that I'm like really struggling to hit 120 for single arm lat pull downs. But here I'm really focusing on technique, not trying to jerk the weight as much, even though it kind of looks like my old past habits where I was just jerking the weight down. But I can assure you I feel way more in control. And I've just been really liking these single arm lat pull downs. I mean, I really think they're going to help transition to the one arm chin up I'm doing, where like I'm rotating because that's how I feel like I'm gonna do on my one arm chin up. I'm gonna start with pronated and then I'm gonna go supinated towards the end, and I feel like that's just gonna be the easiest way to get the one arm chin up. And as you can see there, yes, I did get a new tattoo, and yes, right as soon as I got the tattoo, the same day I went and lifted. We'll see how that turns out. So far, my tattoo, as I'm recording the day after, is perfectly fine. Didn't lose much shading or anything like that. But yeah, like I start with my supposedly weaker side, which is just my left side, because my right side is so much stronger. But if you start on one side, like the other side's gonna suffer because you're taxing your body already with the one side. And here right off the bat, like 120 is just like kicking my butt. Like I did not think I was going to be able to hit 10 reps. I like stopped to take breaths. Like I think 5 reps in or 4 reps in, like, I'm trying to always get the the handle way below my chin, and that's what I'm gonna count as a rep. If it's not like below that, then it didn't really count as a rep. And I am using a little bit more momentum, but it's just like it's when you're doing like this high intensity, where like you're just doing 2 sets, you really just gotta push yourself, like to the limit. And like I think whenever I was doing my right side, like the last rep almost felt like I was gonna tear my shoulder off, but I didn't. And I've been really liking these like lower sets where like my primary work is 3 sets, and then my secondary work is all 2 sets, but I'm pushing myself to the absolute limit. Mike Menser, he really had like a good point of view on this. Like I just making like so much more progress lately. Like I think I took my incline bench, which you guys will see in just a moment, from like I was doing like 95 pounds, and now I'm already up to like 160 in probably like 6 weeks. But that's also because like when you were doing like higher intensity, you have to do like a higher exercise selection. So the first time I went back into like a higher exercise selection, I was more tired because like it was the first time of me doing like a higher exercise selection, because in the past I would just do like one giant primary movement for like 3 or 4 sets, absolutely tax myself, and I just didn't feel like it was now in hindsight, I really just see it wasn't really that beneficial. I think a higher exercise selection with less sets, for all that, is really beneficial. You could also call it like higher volume, I guess, but for me, I think it's just overall higher intensity. And yeah, you can see here I'm like really struggling with these last couple of reps. I think this like last, like number 10, like I really wanted to let go, give myself a breather, but I was like, no, I'm gonna lock in and pull myself down. Oh, and this gym is awesome. This Absolute Recomp got recommended by my trainer. Oh, dude, it was such a good gym. Like, there's so many big people, and it's like I really just like to push myself. And I've learned from some YouTubers that just when you go to like your gym environment is really gonna show like how much work you're gonna put in. And if you go to like a cheaper gym, like yeah, you can get work done, but like you can notice people aren't like working as hard as they should. Versus here, like you're just seeing everyone push themselves. Like I just decided to take my shirt off just because I was like feeling good, and I really like working out with my shirt off. I don't know, I feel like it's more manly, I guess you could say. It's more of like a psychological thing. But here for the incline, I've been doing I start off with like 10 reps. I've been doing like 2 or 3 sets for the second. I consider the secondary work because I'm really trying to build up my upper chest. And all the science-based lifters and even just like the bro science ones, they like it really does work your upper chest like crazy. Like I'm feeling more upper chest gains and really just more overall chest gains. I'm really trying to focus on getting a bigger chest because that's one of my lagging body parts right now. Having a big chest is like, it's just really manly. Like you see like all the the chest. I'm flexing my chest. So my current body weight right now is around like 190, 187-ish. I'm still trying to monitor it, trying to like go below. Maybe one day I'll hit 180 and still keep the same strength, but just like when you're cutting down weight, it's still taxing on your body. For here, last week I did 160 for 10, but here like I was just so tired at this point. Like I hit 165 for 3 reps, which is kind of crazy. Like, I thought I'd be able to hit like maybe 8, but no, I hit 3. I was just super exhausted. This guy who was spotting me, he's like, yeah, it was probably your tattoo. Like your tattoo drains a lot out of you when you get it. I'm like, yeah, I'm just going to blame it on the tattoo. So we're just going to go with that. Hopefully next week I get at least 5 or like 8. So here, bicep curls. After recording the video, I noticed that I'm like swaying forward more. Like I'm trying to focus like the first set, I'm trying to keep as strict form as possible. And then the next set, I was trying to just go balls to the wall. Like if I had to like swing to get it up, I tried to. I'm just trying to get 8 for both sets, but I think next week I'm going to stick to 95 again. Try not to lean forward as much, trying to keep my shoulders like rounded back because I'm really trying to focus on form for while pushing heavy ass weight. And for here it says attempted 115. 115 was pretty crazy. Like I seen people just like pretty strictly doing, like 135, but eventually I'll be able to do 115 strictly. That's the goal. Yeah, I got it for I think 4 or 5, and then I stopped and I was like, yeah, that's That's all I got in the tank. Trying to, and then I head over to tricep press downs next. But overall the pump was like really good. I know some lifts you hit it, and then other lifts you don't hit it. That's just how it goes with the high intensity. You're just like pushing your limits, pushing your absolute limits. And these cable machines are like super weird. Like the weights go up by like increments of 11 pounds instead of like 10 pounds. So this is 88 pounds, and then the next one's like 99 pounds, but I just rounded it to 100 because it's just like, it's kind of just ridiculous. Here, I think I should have gone more smooth, or like more, like I should have taken a 1 second pause at the bottom, but I'm just like pushing through. I'm just trying to, as that one YouTuber, Eric B, I forget how to pronounce his last name, but he's like, we're just trying to horse cock up some weight. Also heard from like Alpha Destiny, if you know who that is, Alex Leonidas. He's recommended using two rope cables to really emphasize the thicker part of your tricep, aka the long head. And I think I'm gonna try that next time. Like, I normally don't like the rope attachment because it just feels weird on my wrist. But if two of them, maybe it'll be better on my wrist, and maybe I'll get like a better pump on my my long head. So we'll try it next week, see how it goes. But anyways, guys, I hope you all enjoyed the video. Towards the end, you'll see a very sick pump. I did lose 25 pounds overall from the summer. I was 215. Now I'm relatively 190. Let's see here. The abs are coming in nicely. And I'm definitely going to, work out here sometime in the near future. But most of the time, you guys will see me at the Parker Fit Gym. But anyways, enjoy the rest of the video.